The system is not fair to the United States and never was, and so on April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. European Union, China, Brazil, India, and countless other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs.
Donald Trump has announced the date for reciprocal tariffs, and once again, India is also in the frame, facing the heat. India is currently facing a lot of pressure because of the aggressive trade policies from the United States and the European Union, as per a senior trade ministry official. US President Donald Trump's proposal to impose reciprocal tariffs from early April on trading partners, including India, is worrying Indian exporters. Analysts are estimating potential losses at about $7 billion a year. Not only this, European Union's carbon tax and increasing reliance on protective non-tariff measures are adding challenges for Indian exporters. Now, how the whole landscape for India's exporters going to change if things go downhill? What impact can US and European Union's trade policies have on India's exports? Let's decode in today's episode of News Watch. In his first speech to a joint session of Congress, US President Donald Trump criticized India, the European Union, Mexico, Brazil, and other nations for having unfair trade policies towards the US. According to Trump, the whole system is not fair to the US. Trump also specifically targeted India's tariffs on automobile exports in his speech. He said, India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. He also spoke about the tariffs imposed by the European Union, China, Brazil, and Mexico, and announced that the US will impose tariffs on other nations based on what they do to the US. If you don't make your product in America under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against US for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries, Trump said during his address. Trump announced that the United States will impose reciprocal tariffs on several nations starting April 2 and not April 1, since he didn't want it to coincide with April Fool's Day. Union Trade Minister of India, Piyush Goyal, has embarked on a trip to the US for trade talks ahead of the planned tariff changes. During the visit, Piyush Goyal will seek clarity on US reciprocal tariffs to assess their impact on India and may also discuss potential Indian concessions and a trade deal to reduce tariffs and boost bilateral trade, as per a government source. However, to ease trade tension, India has already cut tariffs on several items. For example, to 30% on high-end motorcycles from 50% and 100% on bourbon whiskey from 150%, while promising to review other tariffs, stepping up energy imports and buying more defense equipment. As per a report by the Global Trade Research Initiative, a Delhi-based think tank, analysts say chemicals, metal projects, and jewelry, followed by automobiles, pharmaceuticals, and food products, are the most vulnerable sectors to potential US reciprocal tariffs. If the United States expands such reciprocal tariffs to a broader range of farm products, India's agricultural and food exports, including shrimp and dairy, where tariff differentials reach nearly 40%, would be among the hardest hit. The European Union's carbon tax and growing use of protective non-tariff measures are also hurting Indian exports, as per Santosh Sarangi, head of the Directorate General of Foreign Trade. European Union's controversial carbon tax seeks to impose tariffs as high as 30% on imports of carbon-intensive products such as steel and aluminium from next year. Also known as Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism, these are tariffs that will apply on energy-intensive goods imported into the European Union. Not only this, European Union's deforestation regulation poses compliance challenges for India. Deforestation regulation is a new rule which dictates that products imported into the Union must not come from land which has been deforested after December 31, 2020. It will come into effect from December 30 this year for large companies and from June 30, 2026 for small enterprises. India's total exports stood at $682.59 billion for the period between April 2024 to January 2025, up by 7.2% from the previous year. On the other hand, the country's imports were recorded at $770 billion for the same period, thereby resulting in a trade deficit amounting to $87.47 billion. As a result, despite export growth, India still witnesses a trade deficit, signaling a need to expand market reach and improve competitiveness. India wants to achieve a 2 trillion target in exports by 2030. To achieve this, India requires a 14.4% annual growth in exports, which looks daunting, especially with major partners such as the US and European Union adopting aggressive trade policies, according to a senior government official. Do you think India can achieve its export targets despite the challenging situation? What do you think? Do share your thoughts in the comment section below.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.